good morning, good afternoon,
good morning, good
night.
Whenever you're watching this. Today we're going to pick up where we left off last time. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave it down below so you can watch that first. But she was basically talking about like a really hard day that she had after finding out about Connor and his not being able to have surgery. So we're just going to pick up where we left off with that.
Well, real quick, let me just say happy day before Valentine's Day. I've got my little sweater with hearts on it. Our family, obviously you can see around us, Valentine's Day and every holiday is extremely important to our family, so I thought I would wear a cute little sweater with hearts on it for Connor today because I know how much he loves Valentine's Day, and obviously, I would cry, but I am. Tomorrow's his first Valentine's Day. In heaven, and not here with us, but it's going to be a great Valentine's Day. My husband's planned a little getaway. We always do an annual getaway, and so he's taking the next today and tomorrow off, and we're going on a little getaway like we do every Valentine's Day, just for the night. So Connor, obviously, he'll be staying home tonight, and Troy and Allison will take good care of him. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a little bit hard for me because the holidays are super, super important to our family, and actually this Valentine's Day I didn't really feel like decorating, but I'm glad I did because Connor would not want me to stop doing what I always do, so everything I do now, moving forward, obviously it's going to always be for my family, but it'll be with him in mind. But he's right here again this morning with us, and I got these gorgeous flowers from my husband when I came downstairs this morning, and this really cute little balloon that says I love you, and the flowers are beautiful, so I'm really, really blessed. But let's, well, I guess we'll finish where we left off. So last week I was talking about, we had gotten the results back from his PET scan that we had done at Long Beach Memorial, and the results did not come back good. It was, my husband and I were extremely disappointed because we knew we didn't really have any other alternatives, and so we felt very defeated as a couple and as parents that now what are we going to do? And this one particular day it was raining, and obviously our marriage really was very strained from the year of a fight and a battle to find out what was wrong with our son. And I don't know what possessed me. I just had a really bad day, and it was raining so hard outside, and I just felt like I just didn't know how I could go on anymore, living like this, and knowing that, the doctors had said our son would be a vegetable, and that's so not what I wanted for him. And I was tired. I was worn out. I was emotionally exhausted. I was just tired, and I sat down, and Connor was having a bad morning, and I held him, and he was crying. He was so fussy from all the medicines that they had him on, and that was normal, and I just thought, I just don't know how much I can take of this anymore. And in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I don't want him to be a vegetable, and I really don't want to live my life without him. And so I had a very unpleasant thought, and I thought, well, I could go out into the garage and turn on the car and just hold him, and in the front seat of the car, and we would fall asleep, and I would be with him, and we'd be together. And I'm not proud of that I thought that way, but that's how I thought. So I'm going to be honest with people. And I was just very sad. It was such a lonely time for me. I really didn't have very many friends. I had friends, but they weren't there for me. I had one friend that was there for me constantly, and her name was Stephanie Hofer, and but she was so busy with school. She was going to school to become a teacher, and so all my other friends, it seemed like they had kind of gone into the woodwork and just weren't anywhere to be found, and I think they didn't know what to say or how to act or what to do. And it just was a very lonely time for me. So I could understand how my thoughts went to where they went. You get so consumed with how sick your child is, and you're unhappy, and I was miserable. And our marriage, like I said, our marriage was suffering so much. But I don't know what happened. I felt a little like something was on my shoulder, like a little angel was on my shoulder, and or God, something very profound kind of tapped me and said, listen, you've fought your whole life for injustices and for what's right and just for everything. You've been a fighter. Why are you going to give up now? And I don't know, I could feel that presence saying, you aren't going to give up. You're not going to give up on your son. You're so strong and you're such a fighter. So I went into my purse and found that card that the technician had given me from UCLA when we were doing the PET scan study. And on the card was the name of the doctor, and his name was Dr. Harry Chugani. And so I looked at the card and thought, do I do this or do I not? And so I got the courage to pick up the phone and give this gentleman a call. And he was a well-renowned doctor. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the earlier video. If I did, then I'm repeating myself, but I'll make sure that everyone is aware. He was a doctor who was well-renowned in PET scan studies. And so that was his expertise and his field. So I picked up the phone and thought, okay, I'll call him and see what happens. And normally when you call any kind of a doctor, especially someone who's well-renowned, you're obviously going to be, either put on hold, or you're going to go to their secretary or receptionist. And this day, lo and behold, the doctor actually answered the phone. And I was blown away. I was like, I was caught off guard because that was not what I was expecting. And he had a very, very thick Indian accent. And he just, I was crying, and he said, ma'am, in his thick Indian accent, ma'am, you need to calm down. And obviously I did need to calm down. I think I was just overwhelmed with the whole situation. And once he was able to get me calmed down, he wanted to know a little bit of the history of Connor and his seizures. And so I gave him a little background and a little history of what was going on with Connor and how long we had been in this fight to get him well. And he said, well, why don't you